So welcome everybody, this is Lucita's 6. This is an adventure you can find on the Storytellers Vault. Great adventure, everyone that watches this in the future. I encourage you to buy this. The players here, wait until after we have finished the adventure. That might be best. But yeah, great stuff, recommended to all. So this adventure is a little bit of a heist adventure, going through sort of different cities for mysterious reasons that we will find out as we play this game. All of our players have been called to this heist crew by one Lucita de Aragon, a very notorious La Sombra that has been at different points in the history. Like Autarchis, Camarilla, most recently Sabbat, actually. Ever since the Sabbat started to basically move to the Middle East with all their forces in order to fight in the Gehenna Wars, she has disappeared. Whether or not she has gone with them and has recently come back, or whether she has broken with the sect completely is currently unknown. Nevertheless, some of you have been told to meet her in Paris at a little airfield called Le Brujah, which is basically like an airfield for private planes and business jets. So no like commercial airliners. There in a little hangar sits her private plane. And as you all get there, I will one by one ask you to describe your character as you arrive at this jet. Let's start with James, because you're the first on my screen.
No problem. So Marco will be standing there in a very dark leather jacket, tousled hair, sort of sharp kind of features, bearded face, quite intense looking guy, probably smoking some sort of a cigarette or at least faking doing it, one of the two.
You are one of the few smokers, indeed, yeah. Most vampires are too scared to smoke because it's fire, basically.
He does not,
Fire frenzy.
He does not seem to be overly bothered by all of that. He's sort of rugged looking, biker boots on there. As he's got the cigarettes in one hand, he's probably just idly playing with a sort of a deck of playing cards with the other hand, sort of shuffling them slightly, or doing little tricks with his card deck on the other hand. The other thing that you would also very much notice very obviously is the color of the eyes, one being very, very different to the other at the moment. And he seems to be brooding there and yes, taking it all in as everybody else is arriving at the moment.
Yeah. So you arrive, but you are not the first one on this plane. As you arrive and you look inside, you basically see that this plane has been set up with a large central meeting table surrounding 7 comfortable swivel-mounted chairs. On the table in front of each seat is a tablet computer. But as you arrive, someone is already taking up one of these seats.
I thought you'd be first.
Hurricane, care to introduce yourself?
Yes, so you see a tall, lanky, mid-20s looking, blonde hair, wearing a black hoodie. The hood is up. You can see that it's quite extended, so there's obviously like a pair of headphones. Underneath the hood, he's wearing some classic, almost Wayfarer-like sunglasses. But the closer you look, you'll occasionally see text run across the lenses. He's just sat there staring at a phone. The bright shadow casts this glow on his face, and you see he is pale. Even on the standards of being Kindred, he is almost stark white. It's a little unsettling. Yeah, he's dressed in the hoodie, but he's also wearing these very baggy, almost like 90s skaterish jeans and high-top trainers that are probably not even tied, and the tongues are just poking out the tops with the jeans tucked behind. He'll give you a nod. Yeah, I've been here a while. Hurricane. And he'll put a hand out.
Yeah, and he goes, sorry, Marco.
Unlike the others, Hurricane, you got a ride from the US in this very plane, so you have been here for a little while. Okay. Then we will continue with, let's say, Jess, can you introduce your character, please?
You are met with a tall, fairly strong-looking woman in pretty casual, unassuming clothes. But when you get a closer look at her, everything is quite weirdly neat and in place for the casual style she seems to be going with. She has a military-esque duffel bag thrown across her shoulder, and as she enters the plane, she seems to do some sort of surveillance of the area with her eyes quickly. You'll notice that her eyes focus a little bit longer on Hurricane's untied shoelace, and there's like a twitch in her eyebrow as if that kind of bothers her. But her back is straight, and she stands at attention and stares down the two men already in the plane.
Please come in. We're not on parade.
Thank you. The name's Kole. I hope we can work well together going forward with this.
Marco. Yeah, pleasure.
Hurricane.
Hurricane, your shoelace is untied. I think you want to deal with that sooner rather than later in case of an emergency.
He'll take like a quick glance and he'll just tuck it into the shoe. He won't tie them. But as he leans over to do it, like a piece of the hoodie like goes over his shoulder and he just leaves it.
You see a visible twitch in Cole's eye. She'll go, you stay where you are, I'll do it for you. And she'll actually go and tie your shoelace for you because she can't deal with that. And she'll just do it.
Hey, personal space, lady.
I understand, but this is with your best interests and my own in mind. Just let me do this. And then after doing so, she will get up, sit in her seat, back straight, and waiting for whatever happens next.
Yeah. Okay, and we have one more arrival to this party, which is Joe. Can you describe your character?
So Vance is basically like the total opposite of Hurricane. Vance is very well kept. They have a very well fitted suit. It looks like it's some sort of like silky material. It's nice. It's like a nice gold beige color. They have nice diamond earrings in, some very dark reddy purple lipstick on. They have very nice jewelry on. And they basically will walk in, have a very judgy look towards Hurricane and just sit down, cross their legs and just look out the window, basically. Does not even acknowledge anyone apart from Hurricane. Just look at what he's wearing and go, sit down.
You're a talkative one.
They'll look at you. I basically look you up and down and carry on looking out the window.
Oh, seems like a strange group that we've managed to cobble together here. But onwards and upwards, I'm assuming.
After you've sat there for a few minutes, a door in the back of the plane opens. Rooms like this are sometimes set up as some sort of like sleeping quarters for business people that fly all over the world. But the door itself is pitch black as it opens. And from this pitch blackness emerge two figures. The first one is a very pretty Asian woman who takes place at one of the seats next to you. And then the next figure that emerges is a black-haired lady. She's wearing like a designer black dress with over her shoulders like a very black leather jacket draped over it. And despite being inside and coming from pitch blackness, she is wearing like a big pair of designer sunglasses. As soon as she steps into the room, you feel the rest of the room darken a little bit, as if the shadows of the abyss itself sort of creep into the cabin. She looks at you all for a moment before she starts speaking. I see you have made it. Welcome to Paris, all of you. Unfortunately, this would be normally the time where I would explain what we were actually going to do here. Unfortunately, one of our compatriots got into how shall we say, a little bit of an unfortunate kerfuffle. Mr. Hurricane, care to pull up the video file for everyone?
I guess he will just tap on the screen in front of him and make a gesture, and it'll appear on a TV screen so everyone can see.
What appears on screen is what appears to be security footage of some sort of street-level security camera. A group of police officers dragging a beautiful woman outside. The street clearly looks Parisian, and they drag her to a cop car. Unfortunately, the sixth member of our little ensemble got into a little bit of trouble. She was arrested by police earlier tonight, and I have done good authority that her equipment has also been confiscated. Without her, the missions that we will undertake are unfortunately immeasurably harder. Therefore, it might be a good test for all of you to retrieve her and return her to the fold here. You think you can all do that?
Where has she been taken, do we know?
There is a small precinct in the 7th arrondissement around Paris where she is taken. Now it is night. The police stations here tend to be less manned at that time. But yes, it would be good to get in there, retrieve her, retrieve any of the goods that she was supposed to procure for us, and return her to us so that we can continue with our plans.
Are we talking regular police officers or
something more?
As far as we know, these are regular police officers. Honestly, it is beyond me why she didn't just dealt with it herself, but I assume she respected the Masquerade or whatever.
Do we know if they have her equipment that you speak of as well?
Yes. According to some of the security footage we were able to procure, thanks to Mr. Hurricane here, we have seen that they have taken her car, which contained a not insignificant amount of explosives and safe-cracking equipment, which, as I am sure to, as you all know, this would be very useful to us. But of course, her skills in itself with these tools are also of great importance.
Get the girl, get the
Sounds
car.
like pretty
Fair enough.
simple.
Okay. Any more questions?
Hurricane he's already pulled out a phone and he's like tapping away. Essentially, he's trying to find precinct.
It's just like a police precinct in the 7th arrondissement, which is like a part of the city of Paris.
Sure. He's just going to do a preliminary what kind of facility that is. Does it have an impound lot? Are there any nearby impound lots?
No, like direct impound lots near it, but it's basically like a very small police station. It might have a cell or two. Like, it's basically just like a very local thing, normally used for just local like matters. They have like limited space to like jail people for a short amount of time. She probably has not been processed yet, given that it's like late evening and normally that happens during the day. But yeah, she probably is just staying there. It's very small, and at this time of night, you might expect maybe 3-4 officers to be there, but like not much more than that.
If we're lucky, the car is still by the precinct, and I guess we have a timer. Because come sum up, she's going to fry.
Don't we all? Is there any possibility of borrowing a vehicle? Something that might not get noticed or has no record? Anything like that? Within the purview of your little setup around here?
Did any one of you come by car?
I feel like Kole would have.
Oh, Vance would have got driven here.
Yeah, sure.
It sounds like Kole
That's
might be the way forward then.
Let's look at call sheets, because I think normally there's like a separate space for vehicles and such.
Oh.
Doesn't quite say, but I believe at least one of you has some experience with checking cars if necessary. I believe that's you, Marco.
Yeah, I've got drive, definitely. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. I'm probably, yeah, so I think I'll be boosting a car then. Anything else we
I don't
should
know.
know before we head out? How long do we have, Seb, in hours? We're talking, it's midnight?
This is the beginning of the evening. It's like 9 p.m. now.
Cool. So we have time.
Like, sun has gone under a little while ago. Like, the evening shift's probably just begun at the police station. But yeah, you have quite some hours left in order to free this crewmate, yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, still fidgeting with the cards. Is anything else anyone else needs to know, or are we set?
Vance would be like writing down every detail of what was said. They take the job very seriously.
Do we have any way to let our target know that we are on their side? Any form of identification that she knows that we are on her side?
No, but if you drop my name, I'm sure it will be sufficient. However, I will implore you not to mention my name to anyone else. I wish my presence in the city to remain discreet for now.
Understood.
Give me a few minutes. I can be back with a vehicle of some sort and pick you all up in a moment if you're given a little bit of time. And I suppose he'll start getting ready, darting out of the plane and go look for some car to jack.
Yeah. This is an airport. You have some like small parking lots nearby. Are you looking for something that's like fancy, or looking for something that's basically not gonna be missed and like probably left here for a long time? Or
Yeah, he's not worried about him. He doesn't want it to stand out, so he'll be looking for something that was as standard as he can on a Parisian street, on that one. Yeah, so he won't be looking for the fancy. He'll be looking for something that he knows will drive.
Okay, so
well. Yeah, and go for that.
Okay, so the standard Peugeot then.
The generic Peugeot, yeah.
Okay, sure. Roll me would this be
larceny or?
Yeah, larceny and what's better for you, wits or dex?
My dex, yeah. So
let's do dex.
Larceny, dex. See,
You should have come help you. I have 4 in wits and 2 in.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, 2 successes.
Yeah.
That's enough. These Peugeots, these normal Peugeots, are like
piece of shit.
fair.
He's playing with
the indicator is untouched.
If it's Paris, it probably is. You're able to basically undo the lock on this car, and you are not able to drive it around straight to the plane, but yeah, you can park it like outside the hangar, and you can go from there.
Yeah. So as he's pulling up in this nondescript Peugeot, he will wave out if anyone is hanging around on the outside of the plane.
Hurricane you'll see he'll have packed a very large cumbersome backpack, the kind that has like several different large pockets and just a stupid amount of unnecessary straps that contains
parachuting
equipment.
Oh.
Cover our tracks. And it'll have a laptop and several kinds of different network cables and all of the peripherals that come with. He'll also have a blood bag in there as well.
Pistol, a dagger, and you bring, I don't know. Get in, anyway. What about the others?
Vance would definitely say, you could have got a nicer car, for God's sake. Leave it to the...
I'm sorry it doesn't fit with your stylings for the evening, but we all have to make do in times like this. It'll drive well enough. Or would you like me to polish the seat for you before you get in? I could do that. Or you could get in.
I don't like you. And they'll just get in.
Oh, well, it's a really bad day for me. Oh. And you, And then looking around to Kole as the last one.
No, I'll just nod and just go, did a good job. Quite covert. Won't stand out. Just what we need. Excellent job. Good choice.
Yeah.
I'll praise you.
Fair enough.
So as soon as you make your way to the car, that May, the Chinese or well Asian-looking lady, started to follow you, but she was quickly being stopped by Lucita, and she said, "Not you, May. We have some more stuff to discuss. For the people out of game, at the moment we don't have a player for May.
She will be saved for another time."
And towards all of you, she basically says, "I suggest you use this time as an opportunity to learn how to function as a crew and how to discover what each other's skills are in this. Might help coming up with what's to come."
Okay. I will be the driver. If we are already
Have
on.
you got coordinates?
Yeah, you
Navigate safe.
basically, yeah, where it is, and you're able to drive there. Is there anything you talk about while on the way there, or or are you all just like basically silent?
Hurricane
anything-
would into Google Maps on his phone and just put it on the dashboard of the car, so we have sat-nav guiding us. But he'll also open the laptop, and you'll see he's just typing away. Essentially, he's running some code that will flag when a report of this car being stolen appears in any police reports.
So, Hurricane, then, you know this computer stuff real well, then.
Very well.
For
Too
one of
well,
us.
depending on who you talk to.
You're a strange one for sure, then. That's not something we normally do. How did you get into something like that?
I was probably one of the first. I think we shouldn't shy away from technology. We should learn how to use it. It's a great tool. And the world has changed because of it. If we lag behind, then we're just going to die out.
Interesting concept, for sure.
I agree. Hurricane makes a lot of sense. You adapt to survive. We have to follow the trends of the new world. That will keep us more hidden than if we shy away from it so overtly.
I've never thought about it before, but it's an interesting idea.
It's also a great weapon if you want to cripple your enemies, just saying.
Information is always a good thing. Maybe it's not so bad after all.
Okay, after this little conversation, you will arrive at this fairly small French police station. You do notice that like the front door is like just open normally, with one police officer sitting behind the desk. This is what you can spot from the outside, at least. Inside, the layout is a little bit more difficult to find out from the outside, I should say.
Before we go any further, I think it will be important for us to know, I myself am fluent in French. Is everyone else in the similar boat? Or are we going to have some people struggling to understand the language if we get caught, or if we need to overhear the ongoings in that police department?
I am fluent in Google Translate.
I'm just going to spoil this for everyone. Kole, you're the only one that speaks French in this game.
Am I the only one that speaks French? Okay.
Oh,
Why would
obviously, the person you're breaking out also speaks French, but at the moment...
Why would I ever
Languages for me
learn to
was right
speak a
under
language
personality.
like French? Would never need it.
Aren't you interested in fashion and art? Surely learning French would be massively helpful for you in your interest.
No, just no.
I'm right, but you can disagree if you feel comfortable with that. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so anyone particularly good at breaking and entering? Background in that?
I've done it from time to time. Yes, I think I'm pretty good at that kind of thing.
It's a public police station, right? We should be able to just walk into the front door.
Yes, but going back further into where they called they're incarcerated may be more difficult. My thought is distraction in the foyer, and then people with more covert abilities go into the back and find our friend, and hopefully maybe the stuff that was taken was in evidence locker.
Yes, I can help with the breaking and entering. I'll obviously need somebody to distract them. It's a police station at night. I don't think they'll just let us walk in and if we don't have a crime to tell them about? Or
Logically, I would put myself forward as a distraction due to my linguistic abilities. My ability to talk to people in a convincing manner is slightly lacking somewhat. Most of my work has been done more in the shadows in the past. I'm not the best at communicating.
Just tell the guy on the desk that you're her lawyer.
I think I could do that. Yes, that sounds about right. Yeah, I will claim to be her lawyer.
Anyone able to deal with cameras or anything like that?
Get me behind the front desk and I
Looks
can do all
hurricane.
that.
Okay.
Right.
So you're taking the lead then, Cole.
Yes. I don't think I come across as a lawyer. I'm in fairly casual attire.
you can have my
We could-
jacket, just don't get that weird smell on it.
What weird smell? And then I start like sniffing myself.
I don't even think vampires can smell.
As a vampire, you can most definitely smell. However, because you are technically dead, very few vampires actually sweat. Because there's no moisture there to sweat. So actually, typically, body odor is not that big of an issue with vampires, typically.
Must be old clothes or something. I'm not sure, Cole, but just deal with it.
Okay. I put the jacket on. And I go in with looking quite confident and very much invested in what my mission is.
With us a few steps behind.
You could also say that it's just really late, so you just put on the first thing you saw.
Okay. So as soon as you walk inside, the police officer looks at you and says, "Bonjour, mademoiselle. Can I help you?"
I'm under the impression you have my client held with you, Miss Claudette.
I am very sorry we have no one of this name here. I am afraid.
Oh.
You must be misinformed. Perhaps she is at a different police station.
This is the place I was told. If you could go and check for me, I would much appreciate that.
I am 100% sure that we have no one of these name here.
Does it seem like this man is lying? Is it genuine?
Roll me an insight. What's insights, please? Yeah, he's a lying sack of shit.
I'm not sure you're being entirely truthful with me, and I don't really understand why. I have full rights to have access to my client, as you well know.
Roll me a charisma. This manipulation and persuasion. I think persuasion is a skill, right? It's charisma and
It is
charisma.
it is a skill, yeah. So
Yeah, manipulation and persuasion.
Can I do sense
One
the
thing I'm
unseen
very
as
good
well,
at.
Seb, as this is going on?
You can definitely sense the unseen. I don't think sense the unseen takes a thing to activate. Yeah, you can. It has different things. That's fun.
3 successes.
Yeah, at the moment you don't see anything out of the ordinary, so nothing that's like
Nothing
actively
that's setting him off.
being-
It's setting his juju off.
Oh
3
yeah,
successes.
3 successes. I am not sure who told you about this, miss, but she has not been processed yet. You can come back tomorrow morning when we will get all the paperwork in order, and you can come and see her then.
Absolutely not. It is improper for my client to be signing anything or saying anything without me present.
We are not asking or saying anything to her. She is just in holding at the moment.
I feel like it's impossible for you to have her in your custody and not say anything to her and not ask her anything.
Well,
I
it
guess
is
she
the
wasn't.
case. It is the case, mademoiselle. So please, leave this station now, and when you come back tomorrow morning, we will have this conversation again.
Why can I not stay here? Why do I have to leave?
If you want to, you can wait right there on the bench, ma'am.
Thank you. And I will go and wait and hopefully use that as a point to rendezvous with the others. about what to do next. Yeah, I will turn to the others and I'll say, like, translate everything that's gone on and just say, he first denied her even being here, and then when I called him out, he then expressed that it wasn't because she hadn't been processed, I wasn't allowed to see her. I then demanded that I at least allowed to stay here because they are saying we can't see her until the morning, which we know won't work for us going forward. I can cause a bigger scene here if needs be, within limits, of course. I don't want myself arrested. And whilst doing so, maybe you guys can do something going forward, but from this end, they don't seem to be willing to work with me here.
Seb, can you set the scene a little bit? Are there more than one person
Yeah.
around in the area? What are we dealing with?
Yeah, at the moment the street is quite. It's not empty. It's a little bit early on in the evening for that, but it's fairly quiet. In the police station itself, at the moment, is the one guy behind the desk, but there might be more like further inside. You don't know that, although you might have a way to scout that out. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, no, it does on that one. Yeah, all I'm wondering is, obviously, I'm not fully understanding how the thing with my brother works, but he's here as a spirit, and I can ask him to take a look around and come back with some ideas of what's going on, or numbers of people maybe from the cards, if he could tell me in that form or something. It's probably something we've done in the past where I've had him scout around and take a look.
Yeah.
I don't know what I need to roll for any of that, or is...
Nothing actually, because you can communicate with your brother just normally without even using your Oblivion powers. You can basically ask him semi-telepathically, and maybe wait a few minutes and then draw a card.
Yeah, you just hear him. I say yes. He starts muttering to himself for a moment. Or he looks like, and he just says, "Diego, I know we've had yes, but just go and have a look around. Come back. Let me know." I know.
In what language are you doing this?
That would be it would be in English. He's saying that. Yeah. So he's muttering that as amongst them for a moment, and then Cook was quiet and says, "My brother is scouting out the place for us. He'll be back in a moment. Hopefully, we know what we're dealing with."
Would his ability of being able to speak to a dead brother be common, or would I be like, that's weird?
I probably think that was weird.
Yeah, Vance is full on staring at you.
What? I have a dead brother that I can talk to. What do you want?
I didn't realize Lucita is hiring a Malkavian. This is going to get complicated.
As far as speaking to the dead goes, actually, just roll me a intelligence occult. Total failure. No, you have no clue of anyone that can speak to the dead.
He comes in useful. Trust me. It may be weird, but he has his uses. He comes through.
Cole's gonna noticeably just gently move away from you on the bench so that there's a bit more of a gap.
Yeah. There's something like slightly more creepy comes over him as all of this is going on. That's certainly true. And he's playing again with that deck of cards as that's going on.
Can I just check to see if there are any cameras in this room? Is it literally just the guy behind the desk and us?
Yes, there are cameras on the inside, yeah. This is a police station. There should be cameras here.
Okay, while you're talking to your brother, clearly not believing a word you're saying, Hurricane will wander over to the desk and he's going to use Mesmerize. The second the guy looks up, he'll make eye contact and use Mesmerize.
One question on Mesmerize. Does he need to understand what you're saying?
He spoke English. It doesn't specify in the wording.
I will say this is a public-facing police officer, so he'll probably speak a little bit of English at least. But yeah, this is something to keep in mind, because I don't think you'll be able to do this with everyone in Paris.
Yeah, it actually doesn't specify that they have to understand what you're saying. If
Yeah,
we
but
want to take that far. Yeah, I get it. But I heard him speak English to Kole, right?
no, they spoke
No,
French.
French.
Damn it. Okay. I will attempt to mesmerize.
What will you always say? What is the
I think I have to rouse first.
James Marcus was the name, right?
Yeah, Marco. Yeah, and
Yeah, Marco.
Diego's the
Yeah, you feel a pull towards one of the cards.
He will retrieve the said card.
It's the 4 of clubs.
Okay. 4 of them. Okay.
Okay, back to Hurricane. What's the...
Okay, I will. Yay, success. Wonderful. I'm assuming he's an unprepared mortal.
Yes, he would be.
So there is no other role.
But what are you actually asking him?
Yeah, I'm trying to word it in my head. You will unlock your computer and allow me to access everything on there. Once we leave this place, you will forget we were ever here.
That's a condition.
You will stand. It can be a complex command. You will stand at the side and not register me doing anything to your laptop.
Can you pull up Mesmerize, the description?
Can issue complex commands to a victim as long as they have the subject.
It must not contain any conditional actions.
Yes.
Is once we leave, is that a conditional action?
That would be a conditional action.
Yeah, that is a conditional action. Okay. We were never here.
Okay, sure.
So what I'm hoping to get out of this is I go behind the desk. He's unlocked his laptop, so I don't need to worry about his password.
Okay.
I'm just going to go in, look at camera footage, essentially cover our tracks. We were never here. And he'll also try and figure out like where her car might be, where she is in the building, just so we can extract relatively quickly.
Yeah. So you find some camera footage of them like getting her into the building. You see some officers that are with her are carrying like large duffel bags full of stuff inside. But you do not find any records of any like arrest records or any sort of records of, oh, go arrest this person. No legal documentation of that. You don't find any documentation of the car. You don't find any of that. Just the camera footage of them bringing her in.
Do I see where they've dropped those duffel bags off? Is there like an evidence room?
You guess it's probably in the evidence room, yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming this man behind the desk has an access card so we can get behind places.
Yeah.
Can I just take it off him? As I've said, not to register our presence. Or do they have like guest passes that I can just take from behind the desk?
Yeah, I guess that's probably more of a... yeah, I will say they have guest passes.
Okay, I will take enough for each of us and just hand them out, and I'll give directions to the evidence. Can I see on the cameras who's there now? Is there someone standing outside the evidence locker? I just get a pinpoint of like where the other guys are. We know there's 4 of them. Just want to see where in the building.
You think there are 4 of them, if you believe.
I don't.
Yeah, so you hear... So basically, once you get into the door behind the desk, you come to a T,
Yeah.
T thing. To the left of you, that's probably where the cells are. To the right of you, you hear some noises coming from a room down there somewhere. The evidence room is to the right, where the voices are coming from.
Okay, so I'll hand out the guest passes so we have access to
But,
get through.
These are like, this is like a corridor with multiple doors in it, so you don't necessarily know where the voices are at the moment, unless you investigate further.
Yeah, so I'm just going off cam footage at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'll hand out the passes. I'll
Handy trick.
give everyone a rough layout of where things may or may not be and like a rough location of where people are. So they have a heads up. And I'll just say, I'll stay here. Get rid of any evidence that we were ever here. Go collect. Claudette.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, so as you open the door, like you come to the T, like how do you say this? The a T intersection sort of thing. To the left on the far side of the building, like at the end of the corridor, you have a door which leads to the cells. You have to the right, you have a corridor leading to the evidence room, and to I guess because I misunderstood earlier, Hurricane. Because you were looking through cameras, they would be in like what's basically like the sort of cafeteria room. These are basically like cops that are on standby in case anything happens. But until anything happens, they are basically like not doing much.
Yeah, I'll have given everyone a heads up like where they are, so be stealthy around that bit.
I'll take the evidence locker. You find her. Yeah, to Vance and Kole.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. To get to the evidence locker, you will have to sneak past the door that to the cafeteria space.
Yeah, do I need to? So yeah, I'm not too bad at stealth, so I'll be fine at that. Do I need to rouse beforehand, or for if I want to add extra, or is that? Oh no, so if I want.
Yeah, you can definitely rouse your blood. If you want it in stealth, it's probably best to do it in dexterity. But you can do that if you want to. If you want to boost your chances.
Yeah, probably do. Ugh. So failed the rouse, so I'm getting hungrier.
You get hungrier.
And it did it automatically, which is good. But then I'm adding to my dex in this case then. Okay.
So yeah, you need 2 extra dice on top of that.
I need 2 more on top. Okay. So another success on top. That would be 4 successes.
4. Yeah, no problem. They seem to be preoccupied with, I don't know, they're telling a joke, but you don't speak French, you don't understand it. So you're able to sneak past.
Does my pass work, or am I going to need something more?
Oh no, it has a numerical lock on the evidence.
Okay. Yeah. Has he got any with his larceny skills? Has he got any way of pulling off something to do with that lock?
Yeah. So you currently, Marco, you're standing in front of a door with a numerical code lock on it. So you probably would need like a passcode or something. Or need to find another way to break into this room.
Fair enough.
Roll me a wits perception check. Just
second. That's perception. 1 second.
It's awareness.
Awareness. Sorry.
That's what was throwing me.
Sorry. D&D terms. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see how he's going to do. 2 successes.
Yeah, that like certain numbers on this lock have been like worn down a bit, indicating that these are probably the numbers, but it's very difficult to make a sequence out.
Yeah, gotcha.
The numbers that are worn down are 6, 1, 9, and 3. What the order is unknown. Okay, as I will let you think on that.
Yes, I'm thinking
on the other end. Kole and Vance, you are at the moment making your way down the hallway towards cells.
Can we hear anyone
No.
walking around, or we?
Oh, like inside the room with the cells? No, you think there's no one there except for probably the person you're looking for.
Is there any doors in this hallway that we can see light coming out of from underneath or through a window or anything?
You do have these like small windows in the doors to basically look into. But you can look through those if you want. But you don't see any light necessarily coming from them.
Yeah, because like with computer screens, like if you're doing stuff on it, it'll flash when it's a little bit lower light. So more thinking of that, so just in case somebody's working. I think Vance would definitely be trying to be as stealthy as possible and trying to look through any of the doors to find Claudette.
Can like very quickly find the cell in question, and you can identify like the person in there, which is like quite a beautiful woman with like short-ish blonde hair, wearing like a little bit of some sort of headdress. But I will leave that to Conrad when he comes here to describe her further. But yeah, you can see her in there.
Okay, I imagine the visitor's pass doesn't do anything to these cells, right? Can you describe the sort of look that's happening right here?
Yeah, these are like old-fashioned key locks, so you actually need like a physical key to open it.
Before I do anything dumb, Kole, do you have anything to bring to the table? Or do you want to just be the lookout for now?
If we want discretion, nothing I have would be of use unless you want me to shoot the lock and have the entirety of the French police department in here.
Not particularly. Fine. I will try something. This'll work. Yeah. I will.
I hope you're gonna do what I think you're gonna do. I really do hope it.
I will do this. I will make my
Yes.
blood corrosive. And I'll try and melt the thing. I need to do a rouse check.
Yeah. Roll rouse check.
Success. So I take out a little knife and just cut my hand a little bit and start basically smearing across the lock.
Yeah. And you see the blood on the lock is like bubbling up into some sort of like black sludge, as like a sort of like steam, like something is coming off of it, clearly indicating that it's basically corroding away at the metal in there. And after a few minutes of this, you will...
This does say one or more rouse check, so if it is taking a lot more blood, you are welcome to make me roll.
I will say, roll me a second rouse check. This is like a lock.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I will say thank you for volunteering to get hungrier. That works nicely for me. Yeah, like basically after a few minutes, that most of the lock and also parts of the surrounding door have been dissolved into your like hyper acidic sort of blood. And as the door swings open, we are introduced to our next player character, which is Claudette Mercier, who we will meet after the break. Okay. Claudette, you have been stuck inside your cell for the last couple of hours. Your handcuffs are starting to burn around your wrists. I need you to take 1 aggravated damage, please.
Okay.
Okay. And something weird starts to happen at the door. Weird putrid smells start to emanate from it as something is seemingly some corrosive agent is currently melting through the lock. And as the door opens, you see 2 figures. A black woman who's sort of dressed casually, and a... How would you describe your character, Vance?
Just a cool... No, just a very formal, non-binary person, I guess. Just bleeding this black, horrible, acidic blood from their hands, and just staring at you. Just a very intense stare.
And Claudette, what do they see as they look into your cell?
They see a slight, maybe a couple inches above 5 foot, blonde woman, drop dead gorgeous. Like, think if a supermodel actually looked attractive, this is what a supermodel would look like. Sorry, I don't find them very attractive. They're way too thin for me. But
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's just, this is a very fashion forward, very well put together, and then just naturally beautiful woman. She's wearing a long coat, almost like a duster, with the sleeves pulled up. She has fingerless black gloves on. She had some sunglasses that covered her eyes. I'm guessing they probably took those away from her. And she currently has her arms behind her back. She's wearing a white shirt with a midriff showing. Tasteful muscle lines, not too muscular look. She doesn't have that. And then she has long boots on over, not leather pants, but like a jean material pants. And you see her kind of scoot away a little bit from the door when this happens. And just, has Alexandra had her fun yet? Can I please leave? I'll tell her that I'm sorry. I owe her. We're even now. Just let me go.
I am unaware of anyone that goes by that name. My name is Kole, and this here is Vance, and we're on a rescue mission.
And you're not sent by Alexandra?
Again, I have no idea who that is. Fellow compatriots, one is outside keeping watch, and the other is trying to find the contents of your car in the evidence locker. But we don't have too much time now, and we should probably get you out of here as soon as possible.
I think she's going to... Can I roll insight on these people?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Roll me wits insight.
Okay.
It would be. And depending on who you are trying to go against, yeah, they will have to roll something as well.
Kole is the one who's been doing most of the talking, so I think I would be doing it against her.
Vance is literally just staring at you. It's just a very hard stare. No words.
Little weird. Okay, so I think this is correct to see how this goes.
That's insight, yeah.
I apparently failed for some reason. I don't really know
Yeah,
what those
because
mean.
you rolled no.
Oh, something would come up. Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, just for fun, cool. Do, what would this be? Composure and composure resolve. Let's go with that one.
Composure resolve. Oh.
Yeah, those are two attributes, but you should be able to roll those. Yeah. She's unreadable. She's stone-faced.
Yeah. Claudette just says, fine, if she wants to have more fun, then so be it. I'll go with whatever's happening here. Just, can you please get me out of these handcuffs? They're beginning to annoy me. And she turns around and she shows you her bare wrists with some handcuffs, and they are very angry looking welts, almost burns where the handcuffs are touching her. They look very uncomfortable and very painful.
I don't think I have the ability to remove those without taking your hands with them, and I fear Vance's other option again is more acid, if that's the way forward. Looks at Vance to see if that is correct.
If Alexandra didn't send you, then who did?
Lucita.
Oh, you are the crew!
Yes.
Oh, you should have said that right off the bat. Here, let's go. These hurt. And she's suddenly much more amicable, having heard that name. She gets up and she kind of brushes past you two. She still has her arms behind her back where she's cuffed, but she's willing to go now. You said that you've collected my things, yes?
We have another member of the crew attempting to get them. Whether or not they have succeeded is unknown to us.
Good, because we will need those. Can't go boom without booms.
Exactly. Okay, let's make our way out.
I'm assuming my blood thing is still there, so I'll drip a couple on the chains of it. I can't get it fully off without burning your skin and hurting you. You're just gonna have to have two chains on.
Yeah, unfortunately, it leaves the painful parts on your wrists, but you are able to have your hands free.
These are damaging my calm. If you give me my things, I can pick the locks myself. Can we just go, please?
We have a very strange friend at the front desk that has a police officer with him. If you just want to go there and get the keys for it, I guess we should have
deal
got
with
there.
any of the police here.
Oh no,
There are the reasons why I'm here.
He's in some sort of trance. I don't know. Whatever Kane did.
Vance, why don't you take Claudette to the front? I will go after Marco and see if he needs further assistance getting the stuff out of the evidence locker.
I don't want to be mean, but I have more skills in sneaking around, and I did just melt a lock, so I feel like I would be a bit more useful.
I'm able to conceal myself completely, and my muscles do allow me to carry things, and unfortunately I don't really see much on you.
And I'm fucking gorgeous. Can we please do something here?
Oh, yeah.
I
Let's
go with my original plan. Vance, take Claudette. I go to...
Yeah, so Kole, you're going to meet Marco at the locker, right? Yeah, to get there, you have to sneak past the open door that sort of leads to the cafeteria coffee area that the police officers are currently having some fun at the moment.
Can I use Unseen Passage?
Yes, you can. Roll me... yeah, I think you need to roll a rouse check for Unseen Passage, but yeah, you can.
Oh, rouse check. There we go.
Is Vance giving off any sort of a smell or anything along with this icky, acidy stuff?
Oh, some sort of high-end perfume. Very likely.
Okay, if that's the case, then can Claudette also activate heightened senses?
Yeah, sure. Anything specifically you're looking, or...
She's more listening. She wants to make sure that what everyone is doing here isn't setting off any sort of like alarms or isn't notifying anybody of what's happening here.
No, nothing of that nature. What you do here is like basically at the other side of the building, you hear the police officers telling each other like dirty jokes that are most definitely misogynistic in nature. Apart from that, very little like in terms of alarms or anything like that. Such as you activate Unseen Passage and you're able to, without a problem, just like basically walk past the opening in the door. And as you do that, Hurricane, you are looking through the camera equipment, and you basically see Kole disappear off the cameras.
Don't think I would, unless you have the third level.
She has, which is why I mentioned
Okay,
it.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting to know each other's skills.
Yeah.
Important part of a crew.
He'll register that. While obviously I'm watching everything unfold on the cameras, can I see that the evidence locker has this numerical pin code?
I will say
entry
yes,
system?
because you've basically like the last, I will say 2 to 3 minutes, you've basically seen Marco like stare at it,
Being
like
a bit, yeah.
be tempted to punch in a couple of numbers, but then thinking better of it and turning back to thinking how he will get past this. So yeah, I'll say you've probably figured that out. Yeah.
Can I go back and view camera footage of them putting the stuff in the evidence locker and see which numbers they're actually putting in?
Ooh, that's interesting. Yes. Oh, okay. This is cool. Okay. Weird roll. Give me a wits technology.
Sure.
I think you're good at this, but
I am. There's actually quite a big dice pool for me. Roll. Ugh, I'm going to use willpower and re-roll.
yeah, use one of those 3 willpowers you have.
I know do not have a lot of willpower. Re-roll.
Oh, 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So 4 successes. Yeah, you're able to know what the code is. I will not say it out loud.
I will just write it on a post-it note or a piece of paper on the front desk and wait for someone to arrive to collect it.
Yeah. So Kole, you basically arrive behind Marco. He doesn't see you yet at the moment.
Great. But yeah, probably as he's turning to head out anyway to try and get something more, Kole would see him turning to, because he's not been able to, he knows the numbers, but not. And yeah, she's completely invisible, I'm assuming, in the moment as he turns.
Yes.
No.
I will probably Oh, I don't want to scare you, because if you yell out whilst I'm here.
He looks like someone from a biker gang. And he's creepy anyway.
I think my hand would go over your mouth at the point that I drop it, so that if you do yell, but I'm right in front of you, so you can see me. And I've got like my finger to my lips as I appear.
Cool. I know there's 4-digit code in here. I know the numbers, but I don't know the order. I'm a little stuck.
Oh, I was hoping you had it open by now. I was gonna carry things. We have Claudette at least. She's going out the front with Vance to find Hurricane.
The numbers are 6193, so I guess 1963, but I've not tried it for not wanting to set the alarm off on you all.
To me, it makes most sense to put them in a neat numerical order, but I don't know. I don't have enough experience with these kind of things. Maybe we could go to see if...
Oh, would he just type it in? Is there some sort of will roll I can do, Seb, to see if he would stop himself from just punching in the numbers? I just don't know how.
Hey, you can give me a willpower roll if you want. I think if you click willpower, you will roll your remaining willpower.
Just 2 successes. So he probably keeps himself from doing it in the moment. And let's see if any of the others have an idea. Maybe our friends at the front. Let's sneak back through.
Good thought. We'll start heading that way unless time is where they've got to Hurricane and he sent them back. I don't know what the...
Yeah, I will say at this moment, Claudette and Vance, you're currently arriving back in the lobby where Hurricane is currently watching security camera footage, it looks like.
And there's just a cop standing there doing nothing or whatever?
Yeah, basically staring off into nothing.
I hope you erase the footage here. We don't want a masquerade breach.
Oh, that was the plan.
Good. Can you have him give me the cuff keys, or is that not something you can do? Is he just got to stand there?
I'll use compel this time, as it's just a simple command, and just say, remove the lady's handcuffs.
Nothing happens because he's not registering anything that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Claudette just says, it's okay, the performance anxiety, it happens to everyone. And
the thing is to give a command, he needs to see you, and he needs to understand you.
Yeah. She's gonna walk up to this guy and like snap in front of his face a couple times, and when she sees that he's unresponsive, she's just gonna take the cuff keys off of him.
Yeah, I will say that this no problem works, and you're able to remove your handcuffs. And as you take them off, you see basically these gigantic red angry belts on your wrists that seem like to have trouble healing, even through your baric normal healing process.
She'll pull down the sleeves on her jacket so that they're covered up.
Yeah. And the inside of these cuffs have been basically... There's been a band of some sort of metal added there. Which, you know what it is, but I don't necessarily...
Yeah, she wrinkles her nose at that. And she'll actually keep the handcuffs and the keys, because maybe they'll come in handy.
Yeah. At the moment, they have been separated, right? Because Vance dropped some blood on there to...
Oh yeah, then she doesn't want them. Never mind.
But, yeah.
Take his handcuffs. He's not responsive. It's fine.
If you want your stuff back, our fellows are going to need this, and he'll just hand over the post-it note with the 4-digit number on it.
I look at it, and then I look... Can I see what you're looking at on the screen?
If you're on my side of the desk, yeah.
If I'm not, so she'll just say, okay, where am I going with this?
He'll look to Vance. Evidence. Down the hall?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do a rouse check. So she looks at you, she seems somewhat annoyed, and then just fucking disappears as she just zooms down the hallway.
Okay. Yeah. Any regard for stealth? Or as you're basically...
I didn't say that.
I
know, but they have the assumption of competence.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, Claudette, let me just go through some stuff here. Never neglect duties while for the job at hand. So yeah, she would know what she needs.
I think with fleetness, I can't at the moment see the entire thing, but I think you can add it to all dex rolls, no?
It just says their mastery of celerity allows a vampire to move at and react at dizzying speeds.
So
add the celerity rating to the user's dice pool for non-combat. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, so you can add this to stealth rolls because you can do dexterity stealth, and then you can add it to your dexterity.
So then,
so I will say you move faster in stealth. Hey,
there you go, dexterity, and then I'm adding celerity. We said
big successes. Yeah, you're basically able to get past there very easily, and yeah, you basically walk up behind them. You have seen Kole before, you have never seen this other Marco guy before, but he looks basically like a biker, I think you said before.
Yeah, leather jacket, beard, the biker boots, the lot. Yep.
With the familiarity that they are currently standing in with Cole's hand around his mouth and him not dressed like a cop, she's going to ignore that and just literally go directly up to the keypad and just faster than you can see, type in the code.
Okay, I will not say the code and to keep you all in suspense.
No, right.
I was right.
Yeah, the door opens and you have free access to the evidence locker.
Oh, she's free.
And then,
so this is Claudette. Claudette, this is Marco.
Bonjour. And then just zooms in and goes to find her things.
That was simpler.
Yeah, she moves faster than a normal human being. Like, not like faster than the eye can see, but like supernaturally fast and graceful because you have cat's grace.
I do have cat's grace, yes.
So yeah, you're able to basically go. It's very easy to find your things, like your safe cracking equipment, your explosives. You basically have a full duffel bag full of C4 explosives in there. Crazy. But you know how to handle them, and basically the rest of your equipment is in there, including your weapons.
And now was this stuff ever like tagged and bagged? Is it like cataloged, or is it just like in here, like just sitting there?
At the moment, no. There's no tag on there. There's no catalog. It hasn't been dusted for fingerprints as far as you can see.
Okay, and then just so she gets all of her things, puts them in her bag, and then we'll go to the sign out essentially of the evidence locker and see if any like the last entry to see if any of her stuff was logged.
Nothing at all.
Okay, so she zooms back to the door and says, "It would seem they were busy and didn't log any of my gear, so they will not miss it. I think they will not miss me. We should go."
Better for us. Cool. Let's go.
Thank God for police incompetency. Let's go.
No. Zooms out.
Yeah, with your 6, I'm gonna let you pass. Kole and Marco, I will ask you to roll stealth check them.
Stealth and dex, is that again? Okay.
Stealth and dex, yeah, and you can add your rouse because you rouse the blood for dex. And Kole, I don't know if you want to use your unseen passage again, or if you want to just normally stealth.
I'll try an unseen passage again.
I'm gonna reroll.
Yeah, roll me a rouse check then. Yeah, so you get hungrier.
Okay.
So that's 4 successes. Yeah, you're able to sneak past. No problem, both of you. Even though you get a little bit hungrier, Kole. Yeah, and you're able to make it back to the lobby where Hurricane and Vance are currently waiting for you next to the almost catatonic police.
Have you wiped the footage already?
Well, yeah, just waiting.
We're done.
Be ready to leave. Claudette, I presume. Is that all of your gear, or did you have any other stuff in your car?
I don't really have a car. I had a tiny motorcycle that I rented. It could barely hold me, so no, everything that I have is in this bag. She shows the bag.
Perfect. One less thing to pick up. Are we ready to leave?
On y va, and we go on.
So yeah, as they're making their way out, I'll erase all of the footage of us and Claudette ever being here, but I'll make it look as if it's like a file corruption, as opposed to someone just erasing the footage. I'll make it look like a mechanical fault.
Okay, roll me an intelligence technology to see how thorough you are with this.
Could I persuade you for intelligence larceny with my specialization in hacking?
Since you're not really breaking into stuff, I'm gonna say no.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So
Irish
intelligence.
Taskmaster.
Yeah. Intelligence technology.
If you're like subverting security systems, I'd say yeah, because that'd be correct. But for this, I think it'd be just technology.
Okay. Fuck you, dice. How dare you? I will roll down.
Is this D&D? Can I give him the help action?
Where's his birthday dice?
Fate dies, yeah.
Okay, 2 successes.
2 successes. Yeah, you think you have succeeded in what you are set out to do. It seems to be corrupted.
It's quick, not beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I will leave.
Okay. I assume you are heading back to the airfield where you met Lucita?
I think so.
I'd assume so, because we don't know where else to meet her.
There's the crappy Peugeot outside is waiting.
The chariot awaits.
Your chariot awaits.
Oh, wonderful. That's very low key. So there's at least that.
It drives all right, but it's a piece of shit. And then we get
As long as they don't have any actual attachment to it. Let's go.
As a Belgian, I quite love bashing on the French here.
As a Brit, I love bashing on the French. Who doesn't?
As an American,
Sort-
I just really have a craving for French fries.
Which is Belgian.
I was going to say they're not French.
Delicious.
Okay, so you are able to drive back to the airfield. And as you get on the jet, you see the Asian woman, Lei, that you met previously, at the moment is gone. But Lucita de Aragon is sitting at the head of the table. Ah, I see you have returned. And with our explosives expert.
Lucita, darling, it's been too long.
It has been a while, hasn't it? Anyway, take your seat, and we will expand on why we are here in a beautiful France once again. Come on, Chop.
He will take a seat. Marco will sit down with it still playing with his card.
And as everyone takes a seat,
Seb, I can't try to heal this damage until like I wake up tomorrow morning, right? Or tomorrow evening, right? Like I'm stuck with it essentially.
yeah, that's the thing about aggravated damage. You can only heal it, I will say overnight, but over day. Yeah, that's the annoying part. Okay, now that you're here, I can let you in on the subtleties of our plan. I have called you together to embark on 6 heist jobs all over the world. Our first one is here in Paris. You all know why you're here? You're good at crime in some way. You have a speciality, you're connected, and most importantly, you're all in need of money. Okay, I've got the money and I'm willing to pay for your service. But bear in mind that for the most part, you're not going to get paid until the end of the final heist. No one's cashing out early, and no one's double-crossing anyone along the way. That understood. If you do not, I will make sure that your staked corpse greets the sunrise.
Claudette has lit a cigarette and she's going to do... Does everyone have Blush of Life or no?
No one has it on.
I do not at the moment.
Okay, so then I can't fake breathing, so then I'm just lighting a cigarette to have a cigarette then.
You can. If you want to activate Blush of Life, you can.
No, sorry, I was just asking, is that a power that, like...
Everyone has Blush of Life, yeah.
Okay, so then
But
I'm
no
gonna...
one has it active at the moment.
I'm gonna activate it because I want to smoke. Okay, I'm smoking.
Actually, now I think about it, Marco might have it activated because he was smoking earlier.
I did smoke earlier, and he would certainly join in for a cigarette, yes, at the table. That probably
Well,
freaks
then
that being
everybody
There's
out.
only 2 vampire smokers in our
Then
group.
she would expect you to light her cigarette for her. So
No worries. Yeah, I'm pulling out a flip type lighter. He obviously, he's set for that. He will light the cigarette for you.
Lucita points at you, Hurricane, to touch the computer in front of you.
Just touch it, or am I bringing something up?
Please bring up the file named Paris.
I will tappity
I
tap
don't know what. Yeah.
and then make it appear on the big TV so everyone can see.
So this is Paris. And as I'm sure you might know, we are going to be pulling off the most cliché of cliché heists. We're going to be breaking into the Louvre.
the one has been my first time.
Or maybe we'll be arriving as guests, who knows? She beckons you to press another button, and after that, a picture of the Louvre comes up on the tablets, following a rough floor plan of the museum. As you
Hey, neat.
I love a
Find-
floor plan. Oh my god.
God, how many floors?
Love a good floor plan.
I love a floor plan. I'm obsessed.
Our target is Le Région, a rather large diamond that was several times part of the crown jewels of France, Napoleon's sword, and one of Marie Antoinette's hats. In the mortar world, it's valued at around 48 million euros, I will say, considered the most perfect diamond in existence. However, as creatures of the dark, we know better. In our world, it's considerably more. It has a little bit of a reputation among the creatures of the night. The gem was originally unearthed in a region of India called Golconda, centuries ago. It seems to be connected to the spiritually obsessed Salubri bloodline, and perhaps even to Solid himself. According to some novices I know, and I know all the best ones, vampires who've encountered the diamond say its mere presence has a power over the beast. Suffice it to say, we're going to be very careful with this diamond. Nobody is going to touch it. Everybody get that? And she explicitly looks at everyone to say, please remember this. Do not touch this thing.
Hurricane will put a hand up.
Yes.
Can we touch it with gloves on?
I was going to ask the same thing. How do we take it if we can't touch it?
We have a special box you're going to put it in that will hopefully ensure all of your safety.
How do we get it into the box? I'm sorry.
If you touch it, just know that it's dangerous, and I do not have time to recruit a replacement for you. So please don't do it. We're going to need to come up with some way to hold this diamond, have plans for a box, and house it without getting too close. I need you to bring it back here, to this hangar, to be shipped off to a place I know. Total Square, I'm gonna keep some of this stuff for myself. Just understand that the next heist does not work if we do not get this gem. Le Région is currently held inside the Louvre, near the crown jewels of the French nation. One of the problems is that the Louvre is probably the biggest Elysium in the city. It is at the moment under the behest of Victor Bisset, who is Master of Elysium for the Prince of the city, Francois Villon. How shall I say? Security will be beefed up a little bit to specifically deal with our kind, which could be an issue. The Camarilla rules on the Louvre are old and complex, but suffice it to say that once you're there, harming art is a deadly offense. And it could be quite difficult if you get caught doing what you're doing. I am owed. I will not be coming on this mission with you because, for one, I am owed several boons by the prince of this city. The French Revolution was an interesting time. It was quite lucrative for one such as me. But
Claudette has a smarmy look on her face.
But I will say that getting caught here would jeopardize those debts. So I will not be making my presence known in this city. Additionally, I am also currently... The Camarilla hasn't exactly invited me into their fold as of yet. Hence, I am nominally still with the Sabbat, which might be a bad idea itself to be showing myself here. That is the plan. I will leave the specifics up to you. The Elysium will be taking place tomorrow, in case you want to use that as an in. But this job needs to get done within the next 2 days. So you have Saturday and Sunday, including 3 days, including tonight. I know it's short notice, but we've got things to do, places to be, and the next city on the itinerary and some of our next heists have a very strict timeline. Okay, are there any questions?
So the crown jewels, what floor would they be on within the Louvre itself?
They're on level 1.
They're on level 1. Ah.
Which happens to be the most occupied of all the levels.
And when Elysium happens, just my understanding, that would be when many vampires would be going to the Louvre. Does that make sense? Is my understanding
yes. Right? Going there will, in a certain sense, it will be easier, since your access to the Louvre will be less scrutinized. As vampires, you will have access to it.
When things go missing, they'll know that it is one of us that did it.
We're also unknown vampires.
Yes, but you can...
The second something goes missing, they're going to point the finger at us.
Some of us are unknown and others may have stalkers in Perry.
Exactly. I think at least one of you has easy access. And for the others...
I also have fame in the art scene. That helps. Which...
then perhaps you can be my date to Elysium.
Seeing as Paris is mostly a Toreador city, that would very much hold sway.
Oh god, yeah.
But yeah, regardless of that, going in on Sunday, the night after, would in a sense be more difficult to gain access, as the security systems will be on higher alert, and but on the other hand, the people you will be facing there are not exactly vampires. So if you get caught, it might be less harmful. Although I know that Victor Bisset has several ghouls on the security staff that are looking out specifically for Kindred.
I think the Sunday might be easier, in my opinion. The very fact it's Elysium and most of us are unknowns will draw attention to us. I say Sunday where, sure, we can dodge a few ghouls and a few mortals and not draw suspicion towards us.
But
Elysium is also an ideal way to present yourself to the prince. So it might not necessarily be bad that you are, how do you say, unknowns. You could use this opportunity as a way to establish yourself there. So it's not necessarily weird that you show up there.
We show up, something very valuable goes missing, as do we the next night. That's a paper trail.
We'll also really stick it in the craw of the prince. He meets us one night and then suddenly, poof, all this art disappears from right under his nose. I don't hate the idea.
I already have enough of the cam jumping down my throat. I don't need another prince calling a blood hunt after me,
Well-
especially here in Paris.
Whilst I agree with your caution for those reasons, I don't believe we're going to be the only unknowns there. This, as said, could be a great opportunity for many unknown, especially Toreadors looking for the art into the art scene to come and get themselves known and noticed. So I'm sure plenty of other people who are relatively unknown turn up as well. So we could be essentially blending in with those fellows, and they could be the ones that take the blame.
Maybe we point the finger at some assholes. We leave a false trail to people we don't like.
Maybe
I'm sure there's some
Also
Ventrue
possible.
there that we can do that too.
you could use Elysium to set up the next night. Maybe some distraction or something that could set the fire alarms off at a predetermined time for us to be able to do something the next night. There's options there too.
That's not a bad plan.
That's a good one.
Get the lay of the
Nothing
land.
happens during Elysium, but you set something up.
Yeah.
I can get a look at the security systems, see what I can disable, if there's any access ports, cameras.
We could maybe get an idea of some of the staff and work out a way in for the next night. It might not be a bad way. Maybe a two-pronged. I don't know.
I think
Um,
before we get into the nitty-gritty, as our friend Hurricane would say, where you're from, maybe we should put all the cards on the table. When we know what we all can do, we know what we all can use. I will go first. As you have seen, I am very quick. I am a professional when it comes to getting into places that people do not want me to be. And also, as aforementioned, I can make things go boom. I'm guessing you are some sort of hacker boy, yes, from the movie Hackers, yes?
Actually, I was the inspiration for one of those characters, I'll tell you now. Yes, technology is my remit, but I'm very hesitant to introduce myself to any of the Camarilla here. Just the mention of my name will draw the attention of any justiciars that are in the crowd. That could be a big problem for us.
He is a wanted hacker boy. Watch out.
And I think you would know at least one of the current Justicars of the Camarilla is by chance also the child of Francois Villon, the prince of the city.
I really can't mention my name in this city.
At least I think it is, or it might have been one of the previous.
Yeah,
Justicars, but I read that somewhere. I thought like, oh,
off the top of my head, I know there's at least one.
yeah, it's a Toreador. They're probably connected to France in some way. It just happens that way.
Yeah, I can be eyes and ears. I can disable security. But yeah, getting me in the range of the cam is dangerous for everyone.
Okay, we keep you hidden.
So you,
think
what do you do, Mr. Biker Man?
I can handle myself in a fight. I'm not bad with guns when I need to be. And I can see the spirit world beyond and deal with my brother on the other side. He helps me very often.
Don't be so modest, Marco. She says, "You're quite an accomplished necromancer."
I have my moments, yeah. And then, yeah, maybe it darkens around him a little bit in the moment.
So someone who deals with spirits from the other side.
Yes, from beyond.
That is an interesting quirk. I'm honestly not sure about how one would go about using that gift, but we can all learn that together going forward.
It has its uses at times.
Very useful if you want to get information that only the dead know.
Yeah, that only the dead know. And we're going somewhere where there's a lot of old stuff. We should say.
There's also a few very famous dead people buried below.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Let's go wake up Napoleon.
Oh, you can ask Marie Antoinette if it hurt when her head came off, and then I could spit on her head.
Oh,
Let's do that.
no. Marie Antoinette. I'm pretty good with firearms and fighting of a kind, but I also have a background in smuggling goods and moving items under the radar, if you will.
So when we get all these items, you will be the person making sure that we get paid.
Yes, that's where my specialty lies here.
So we're giving you the box.
No, the box will be coming to me.
No, we give Kole the box, then Kole fills box with diamond. Then that
I'm
goes to you.
middleman.
Expertise in handling precious goods.
I was thinking, oh, you want Kole to sell it? I'm like, no, that's not happening.
No.
We're not
Cole's
going that.
going against.
I also have 5 points in black market, so maybe not give it to me is the best thing either.
Yeah, I think, Kole, you're very good at acquiring goods. I think Joe's is
I'm
more
good at
selling.
selling anything is literally my thing. As I said, I'm well known in the art scene, and I imagine quite a lot of these Toreadors would know me, so I could be the face of this issue. And as Claudette said, she knows people and she's known, so we could be the sort of face. And if you guys want to introduce yourself to people, then you are welcome to. Hurricane, as you said, you are welcome to stay in the background, and especially do you have any nice outfits? Come to this.
This is my nice outfit.
So that's a no. Good to know.
I will say, Hurricane, you are very good at creating new identities. I think you have the cobbler mask thing.
I do.
Just
That takes time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But
It
you
takes-
probably have some lying around, right? So.
Yeah. But I'm not very good at lying.
You give them to other people to lie for you.
Yeah.
I have
guess.
masks, but I have traveling identities, so I don't think it applies to this.
No, you probably would not. But you being known in the city maybe also has its benefits, I would say.
Yeah, I do legit. I have legit. One of my flaws is having a stalker in Paris.
God. I'm not really sure that's a flaw on your part. I felt it's a flaw on the stalker's part.
It could be a hindrance to stuff that we want to do. So maybe instead of me going in like incognito, me going in as a little more sense.
Speaking of that, how did you get so unfortunately hung up before coming here? That I figured you would be, well, better.
I expected to be better. I was pulled over for just a little bit of speeding. It wasn't even that much. The bike barely left the ground. And they asked me for my license, and I gave them one of my fake IDs. And then they clapped the cuffs on me, and that's when I realized that the cuffs were made custom for me, which is why I believe that Alexandra has something to do with this. Some sort of punishment. She tends to hold a grudge a little bit. I just decided to go with it and wait for it to be over, which is why I thought that you lot were her saying that you've had enough and you can leave your cage and blah blah blah, but apparently that's not the case, which means I don't know why I was actually targeted, but I was targeted. That they were prepared for me. I don't know why. But had you lot not come along, possibly I'd have seen the sun in that cell. So thank you. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You've mentioned Alexandra before. Who is she, if you're comfortable explaining?
Oh, do you not know? That's so cute. Really? You're not from here, are you? She is the lead of the Anarchs of Paris.
Oh.
And she can be a Ventrue about things sometimes. And I assumed that this was one of those times.
Should we be concerned if you've heaved off one of the lead anarchs?
No. Maybe. No, this. Now it's possible that she will be there at Elysium if she has any sort of dealings that she needs to bring to the prince on some sort of social warfare.
You think she most certainly does.
She most certainly does.
Paris as a city is, I would say, given the history, a little bit more tolerant of the anarch revolt than other European cities might be. It's not like a sort of kill on sight thing.
Yeah.
In fact, they consider the anarchs to be part of the Camarilla in a weird way. It's a whole thing. And something the anarchs hate because they really don't want to be part of the cam. Alexandra has been the leader of the anarchs for basically like the past, I would say, 50 years or something. Yeah, and during that time you have come to know her quite well.
So she will be there tomorrow, which means me going as anyone be folly. And she knows that I'm in town and I probably have to go apologize. I might as well go anyway.
Do we need tickets or anything for this event, or is it like a just show up type thing?
Do you think you would have been to Elysium before, Claudette?
Yes. I would say probably a couple of times, both with and without Alexandra.
Yep. You know that as if you go and you can identify as a vampire, you're basically let in. But depending on whether or not they know you, you might receive different levels of scrutiny in terms of like how close you're searched when you are let into the building.
It would really depend on how known a quantity you are. Fangs provide admittance, of course, but if you are a complete unknown, they may be watching you closer. They may search you more thoroughly. Someone like myself, maybe a little bit less attention paid in that sense. Of course, all eyes are usually on me. Or possibly someone like our friend here, who you said you're known in the art community, no?
Yes, very well known. I was going to contact. I've got a art expert contact that I'm assuming will be coming to this thing. I was going to contact them to get tickets, but obviously we don't need tickets.
No, this is not a ticketed. Have you
Yeah,
been
and
to an Elysium ever?
Also, your contact is very well known in the art world, but he's not like in Paris. He's back where you're from, which I think is Rio.
Yeah, Rio.
Rio de Janeiro. Yeah. So he's quite a ways away. But if you needed something in related to the art world, he could probably pull some strings for you.
I'm from the other side of the world, basically. I'm from Rio, so do not come here very often, and I've never been to one of these events.
Rio! Absolutely beautiful city. I love that area.
It's so much better than here.
No. But that's okay. Everybody's entitled to their own wrong opinion. You're an artist.
Lots to plan.
So maybe we lay the groundwork tomorrow at Elysium, and then the next day we actually strike.
Yes,
Okay.
especially if Hurricane can't attend due to his issues with the cam. We at least
and
need
his-
to get tell him how many security cameras are, where they are, and anything like any details.
And his social anxiety.
It's more survival instinct than social anxiety. I may not attend, but if you get me close, I can just connect to the Wi-Fi, break in that way, get as much information as I can.
As far as we have been able to see, the security system is on a closed circuit. Meaning
Okay,
it's
so I
not
need to connect directly.
Yes, you will need to find a way to plug into the system, as the young folk would say. I believe on the first floor there is a security room somewhere. Also, this is the diamond you're after.
Very nice.
Ooh.
How big
Yeah.
is this diamond?
Size of a walnut, it says.
And it can't be touched.
About that big?
No touchy diamond.
Yes, we need to figure out a storage unit for it, and
I actually have sent the other member of your crew, Lei, to pick up the box I have made specifically for it. She should be here tomorrow should be back tomorrow with the containment device. And then it's up to you to abscond with it.
Is it possible that maybe we can put in a decoy, swap the Indiana Jones?
On the preparation day, I was going to check if the one that's on display is a fake and the real one is in like the vault or something. Like the majority of museum pieces are fakes.
That does
So-
seem correct.
I have it on good authority that the one in there should be the real one. It might be good to check, but I have it on good authority that one is. A lot of the jewels in there are not, especially the one in the crown jewels. Those are all fake because they have been sold off at different points in history. This diamond should be the real one, at least given by the amount of security that is around it.
Do we have a fake one we can replace it with?
That's what I was wondering.
Unless you are able to source one, I do not believe. No, I do not have a replacement ready for it.
Does the gift shop have replica ones? Because some jewelry-based gift shops do actually make replica ones, so it would be interesting if there is one.
Let me Google this. Because it would be hilarious if they did, but I don't think they do.
I hope so.
I don't think so. I think they do sell some antique historical diamond replicas on Etsy, but I don't necessarily see one.
Anything from Etsy will not get to you within the 2 days that we need.
I was about to say, like, are we gonna play for expedited shipping and get it in 2 weeks?
But yeah, no, I don't think they have one. They do have really good stuff, but I don't think they have replicas of the diamonds. Unless you're able to provide me with a link to the page.
Claudette, could you make some sort? I know you're good with explosives, but could you make something that made more smoke than boom?
Please. Please. You don't know me, so I will not take too much offense by what you just asked. That is so simple child's play. But yes, of course I can.
And I'm assuming for someone so skilled as you, a timer and things like that would be child's play too.
Now I am starting to get a little offended. You should know that I'm here for a specific part of the job, and it is explosives. So yes.
Okay, so you could plant something during your trip during Elysium that would be distraction for the next night. That could be one step. Another thing we could do would be to maybe swipe some keys or passes for some of the staff, and so we can use them the next night. These are all things we could try and do on Elysium.
We shouldn't need to steal them. As long as I'm within 3 feet, I can just copy the RFID code.
You sound like you don't want to be within 30 meters of this place. You're going to get within 3 feet?
I can still hand you over the RFID scanner.
Oh, more of your tech.
You can get close, and then I have the codes.
I can. And speaking of, instead of a timer, I would actually more go the route of our hurricane friend here and have some sort of remote detonation.
Yeah, even better. So we have a distraction. We can, in theory, get some keys. Maybe if we can... Is there anything we can do with the computer room that would be of use for the next night?
If you can get close, again, you can just use the RFID scanner, walk close by, it'll transmit a code. I can print a card that'll get us in.
I don't claim to have the expertise of Hurricane, but I know a little around computers. If
These all seem like things that could be done during Elysium, easy enough.
Also, I don't want to burst your bubble, but wouldn't setting off an explosive call basically all of the police in Paris towards the Louvre?
I don't disagree.
You are inside.
I don't disagree, but if it's a few minutes, is it enough? I do not know.
A fire broken out in the Louvre would be something newsworthy.
But not a masquerade.
But then the diamond being missing as well is also newsworthy, and the two will be put together. If we make a fire elsewhere and that distracts people from the events happening at the Louvre.
I was about to say I'd rather not blow up any art pieces.
Oh no,
That
I am
would
not
be
suggesting that we put
stupid.
it up.
Maybe the building couple, like a street down, blow that up. All the police go there. A little less security around. Might be useful.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the thing is, if it's not in the Louvre, if it is not in the Louvre itself, the security guards there might not
Be distracted,
necessarily
yes.
distract.
Or possibly to put them on higher alert, making sure that
Everything is safe. Yeah.
yeah.
And I do not mean to demean your plan. If you want to go that way, it is your choice, of course. I'm just here to point out flaws.
Would make this as subtle as possible. The less noise we make, the better.
No, I suppose the longer
No,
they do not notice the diamond is missing is probably to our benefit. True.
Seb, do we know if there's any sort of explosive that can look like a diamond?
What, you're looking for mercury fulminate?
I
Oh,
am looking online, and you can get replicas of this diamond for 168 euros.
yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying you might need to find a place to source it from. That's a bit.
This store is in Paris. But that's real
There.
world, not World of Darkness.
Sure, I'm sure you can try to go there. This is all an option. If you want to go that way, you can probably pick it up somewhere. That's sure.
I'll
Okay.
give it a go.
Do we have a plan?
Go to Elysium, we scope out the Louvre, get as much lay of the land as possible without drawing too much attention to ourselves.
That's going to be hard. All eyes are usually on me, but I'll try.
Then maybe we use that to our advantage and keep all eyes on you.
Yes. It's where they should be. Hair flip.
We could make it into a two-part thing where some are at Elysium doing and some go in as trying to get in via being staff or faking to be staff or something. I don't know. Disguised and do it that way. And try and split it into two parts.
It's true. You do look like the help.
I think the help thing would only work if everyone involved could speak French, because I highly doubt. When I was looking actually at the Louvre website, it said jobs, and then in brackets it said in French specifically. I feel like
That's
they're not going to hire.
Plus, many of the help are also ghouls.
Claudette, you said you've been to one of these before at the Louvre.
I've been to a few, yes.
How much of it is cornered off? Is it a case of the entire Louvre is open to everyone, or is it a certain room, a certain section, a particular floor?
Seb, would it be? Are like these Elysiums like themed at all? Maybe like a certain exhibit or a certain art period or anything like that, or literally is it like we're vampires, so we're just gonna take over the Louvre because we're that great?
So normally they are held basically all over the place, but it's basically, oh, this Elysium, it's in this wing, in these sort of halls. The next Elysium, oh, it's in that wing, and it's these sort of rooms. So you always have something new to enjoy in terms of art, in terms of that sort of thing. For this one, Claudette, I think... Actually, no, I will say you don't know at this point. And if you want more information on what rooms it will be in, you will need to get your contacts rolling.
Okay.
But if...
So at that question, may I step away and make a phone call?
Yeah, sure.
Claudette will just say, not all of the Louvre is used for Elysiums. Certain wings, maybe certain themes of the night. I don't know what tomorrow's is, but I can find out. A moment, please. And she will step away. And she will make a phone call.
Who are you calling?
Can I call up? Yes. I would like to give Neville a call, please.
Claudette, I didn't take out hear from you again.
And what exactly does that mean, Neville?
I'm sure you know that Alexandra has told you that we shouldn't really speak anymore. It hasn't been that long, right?
Listen, she always comes hot and then she cools down, and she's in the process of cooling down right now. You wouldn't happen to know anything about an arrest earlier this evening, would you?
Of who? I can listen into my network and see if I can find something.
I think you know of whom I'm asking Neville, dear.
I genuinely do not know.
That's neither here nor there. I will talk to Alexandra tomorrow. I know she will be at Elysium, and I am going to be attending as well. I have a date.
Oh, I'm sure she will love that.
Maybe she'll be a little jealous, but I was just wondering if you know what wing of the Louvre are going to be in tomorrow. I want to make sure that I dress appropriately.
Tomorrow, let's see. Dick on the wing.
The Denom wing.
He is going to do it in the norm wing. He's first going to speak to everyone in the Galerie d'Apollon. And then afterwards there are several things planned, several events happening. Apparently Alexandra is supposed to have a debate with some Camarilla Brujah. But there's also apparently a vampire wedding that's happening in front of the Mona Lisa. And some other random Kindred events that are happening around the place.
Then I will be sure. Are you going to be in attendance tomorrow? Will I see you there?
Do I really have to?
You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. That's the whole point of us being anarchs.
Unless I'm gonna raise some hell over there. I'd rather stay out of it.
I'm not looking to raise anything but the appreciation of Parisian art.
Yeah. Let me know if anything blows up. I actually quite like that. It's the reason I like you.
She just says, me, I would never dream of ever disrupting an event put on by the Prince of Paris. You know me better than that.
I think I do know you better.
You have yourself a fantastic rest of your evening. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I won't. If I don't, I'll make sure that I send Alexander your love.
Sure. Feel free to swing by my shop. You know where to find me.
Bye. And I go back to the others and I let them know that it will be the Denon wing and then all the rest of the information that Seb gave me that I've already forgotten. Now you all know
it. By magic.
I think you said the Galerie d'Apollon, so the French crown jewels, something's happening there, and then someone's going to get married in front of the Mona Lisa, and there's going to be a debate somewhere. So it seems like Elysium's going to be on the first level in the Denon wing, I believe, if I'm catching that correctly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's also right where you need to be for
Yeah, that's literally the wing where the jewel is.
Yeah.
So stealing it in front of all of the Kindred in Paris is not an option.
No, but we can definitely scope out the security systems and whatnot around.
You do know that several events will be happening like along the same wing. So depending on what time you are going for it, it might be less busy in the area itself, right?
Okay, so first night we attend, scope out, get as much information as possible, come back, see what we gather, and make a plan from there.
Sounds about
Right.
Okay, seems like you have the first steps of your plan ready. That is where we will leave off tonight. And then next time we see each other, we will be pulling off a heist.